Let's get crazy. What the heck?
And it looks like we're up. It's Monday. Monday after a long weekend for most. So chances are you're probably dragging a little today. Sorry. Grab some coffee. It'll be good. Anyway. We, when was it? Was it Wednesday when I did the last time I was on here? We did Hulk. We unboxed the Hulk and put him together. And I primed him today and realized that there's larger gaps than I thought. So I'm gonna have to go back and put a little green stuff in him and fix him all up so he looks all nice. You'll see him lurking off in the corner, but for today we're gonna go. We'll just go ahead and complete the expansions that came out with the original core set, and we're gonna switch over to MODOK. So away we go. So MODOK, CP number 5. I don't know if that's going to necessarily mean anything. I think it's just the 5th one that they've done. I think core box is number 1. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I got him as a special deal from Gigabytes. They had this and Hulk and the core set at a special price. So of course I grabbed it because, yeah, I mean, he's just going to be fun to paint. Look at that. Look at all that giant face. There's just no way not to have fun painting that. So, and I mean, there's this cartoon up there, or his animation, but I mean, the sculpt's pretty darn close there. So, without further ado, and hopefully without bloodshed, we'll crack him open. So I've heard that this crinkling plastic noise is a thing that people like, but I don't know. So I'll just crack him open here. On the back side, whoop, we got his cards, the tokens, the alien ship crashes in downtown is his card. 3 pieces of rubble pile is shown on map C. V2. Player scores 2 victory points if the character controls is holding the core during the cleanup phase. I don't know, but that's a 20, so you're probably going to want that one. Anyway, let's get back into here. So the just like the other one, it comes with start here first. Make sure all your parts are fitting before you try to glue them together. And looks like this is going to be fairly straightforward as far as putting him together. Once again, there's a PDF that you can grab hold of off of Atomic Mass Games, where they actually showed the number on the sprue associated with the parts to put together. So, let's see. There we go. Alright. So, in case you're wondering, I was priming. That's why Hulk's primed, and a later show will probably show me painting this guy. If you don't know who that is Archon the Black. You know, fun stuff. But that's why I've got primer all over my hands. Anyway, he is another one of the big base models, so we'll just go ahead and pop that base loose. Just try to keep it as close to the circle, and we'll clean that up a little bit here in a minute. 1 sprue down. There's 2 sprues. Pretty. There's not a whole lot of real small details here besides tiny little hands, just the tiny hands. So this one should be fairly straightforward as to what to do. The first step is to take, and I'm guessing this is like the back of his head / support system. And we're just going to trim that off. Trim that one off. Oh yeah, I forgot. So anybody that watches Twitch, this is the first time that I'm doing a simulcast. So not only is this going on Facebook Live, it's also, I've got it streaming to Twitch at the same time. So, you know, pretty neat, or at least for me. For you, probably not so much. So, just clean it up. There's a little bit of an edge right there. Not that big a deal. Alright. As always, make sure that the pieces dry fit together nicely. And then comes the fun part. How many of Justin's fingers get glued to this model today? So I think for this model, I'm going to cheat a little bit because I can get into, or at least right now I can. For this part, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm just going to leave those two pieces together and put a little glue back in there, back in there, back in there. And just sort of hold those together for just a second or two. I'm going to sort of crack it open just a little bit to let a little of that glue into the joints and then slam it shut. Now you watch, this will come back and bite me. At some point, I will end up glued to this model. I guarantee it. Alright, so next we're going to go to his face. It's just all one piece. Alright, set that off to the side. Again, there's a little bit where that came across. Don't want to dig too much into that. I don't want to take the plastic out. There we go. And we'll just take and throw that in the floor. Hey, I caught it. Alright. You know what I just thought of? Did I turn the audio on? Yep, okay. That had sucked. Alright. So here's what we're going to do. To try to avoid me gluing myself to myself, put the glue. Come on. This bottle's just about empty if you can't tell. And I'm just gonna go push that in there. Get that as tight as I can. Now you're probably looking at the top going, man, that's just a hot mess. Well, there's a piece that goes on top of that, so all that stuff actually should be hidden up fairly well. Now we're going to go find his little legs. Take those off the sprue. Oh, I forgot. There's a little bit right there. Let's trim that off. One leg down. Clean that off the top of his head there. Or up top of his leg. Goodness gracious. leg, head, whatever. And then they only go in one way, so one leg goes there, one leg goes there. So we're just going to take a little drop of glue. Maybe. If I haven't run out of glue completely. Ooh, wow, this is going to get close. Alright, so that goes in like so. And this leg goes in like so. It reminds me of that like 3-year-old sitting there dangling his legs. Do 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 do. Doesn't look happy. Doesn't look happy at all. It's probably because he's been sitting in that chair forever and his legs have gone numb. So, clean up the side of his head. And actually, this is his hair, I guess. Just clean that up a little bit. And there's a little spot back here on the back. Like that. And there's a little notch right here for the little his noggin bulge. I don't know what to call it. We're going to go with noggin bulge. That's a new technical term. Then we're just going to take a little glue. This is probably where I'm going to glue myself to myself. Yep, I can feel it. Alright, I'm going to set that down, try to get the glue off my fingers so I don't leave little fingerprints all over the top of his head. And then, bloop. Alright. So now where all those seams were that you could see earlier, they're sort of covered up by this little piece right there. Wonderful. I'm going to take his arms, clip, and clip. Set that arm there. Set that arm. Go over there. Just clean up the little mold line on the bottom of his arm there. Have? Oh, okay. So this one's going to go in here like this. The trick is we want that little piece to match up with that. So Check the other side. I don't think this is going to be a problem. Oh, well, look. There we go. It'll sit there like that. A little bit of glue there, a little bit of glue there. And bloop. Man, that was a lot more glue than I intended. We're going to take a corner of that paper towel and sort of wipe up some of that. So I don't end up gluing myself to the thing again. Now, this side, I'm just going to take a little bit and put it in there. Just a little. Bit right there to hold that in place. And thump, and thump. I believe we successfully attached the arm. So he's going to sit there right there on his little potty there. And we're going to take this little bit. And this little bit. There's that. And there's that. We're going to make a little rocket. Or something like that. We'll just trim that up a little bit. Same with that. There we go. Now, yep, I guess we probably need to trim this up a little bit too. Yep. Just a little bit left over from the sprue. And in an attempt not to glue myself to anything else, I'm going to cheat and use the inside. Bloop doop. Just a little bit of glue there. Now, look, there's a little notch on the back of that, so there's only one way for that to go. Hold that on for a couple of seconds. And there we have it. Then clip there, clip there. All right. sure that fits. Run a little bit along that and plug it in. Viola. All right. I'm going to cut that back a little bit because I want to get the nose closer than what it's going to let me do for the one. Same thing on this side. So what I was trying to do is get that nose like right in there. And that way it's just minimizing what I gotta take off there. Oops, that. Just clean up the edges right there. And then dry fit this because, yeah. So now we got that down, and we'll just take and fit that together and try not to glue ourselves to it. Yep, I tried real hard. There we go. So where I put that around the edge, the glue sort of out. Yeah, that's a technical term. And right where those two meet, I'm just gonna give a little scrape right there. Go around the edge, clean it up. Just trying to make it look pretty. There we go. Now, there's one last piece on the sprue, and that's the little smoke cloud that's like hitting the ground and sort of spreading out. Snip that there. Snip that there. And snip that there. Just clean up a little bit around that. And then right there where that one connected. Wow, that is a hard press. Okay. Not a problem, though. So, just take a little bit of glue. Put it down on the base there. That's probably too much. As a matter of fact, I know it's too much. Because when I hit that, it's just going to go everywhere. So we'll dab a little bit of that out of there. And then push that down into our spot. And I think this can go either which way you want. Nope, it goes one way. That's why we dry fit stuff. I'm just trying to clean this up before I put it on there. Go. Hey, let's just throw super glue into the floor. I don't know how that could go wrong. Alright. Hey, look. I brought back cat hair. Then we just glue that on top of there like that. Like so. Then we'll just take all right. We're going to take a little poster putty, place it up underneath there, and just stick him down to his base. And there we go. MODOK is ready to sit here and dry a little bit, and then we'll get him primed up and get him painted. So fairly simple. Didn't take that long. Looks like there's a couple spots here on the back that we'll have to maybe put a little green stuff or some plastic putty in there. Just a little gap right there. Not a big deal. Maybe a little bit right there where his arm is. Once again, not that big a deal. So we'll give that a shot. Like I said, there's a couple little spots that when I primed it up, I was like, wow, that is way larger than I thought. If you notice right there on his arm, this is the Hulk that we did the other day. So when I primed it up, it was just way too noticeable. Right there on the back of his arm. So we'll get those filled in, and we'll shoot some primer. Maybe a little spot right there on his, right there above his belt. We'll fill that gap in, and right there at his zipper, we'll fill those gaps in. Get that primed over. He'll be ready to paint. Other stuff that I've got coming up. I've got that's Archon the Black. That's him off his mount. His mount's hiding over here. Let's see. I've got it sort of sub-assembled because trying to paint this thing in all in one shot would be a total nightmare. The arm for his horse, for his mount or whatever, is up there. He'll sit there. The armor and his head's down here on the base because I'm going to prime those separate, put those on. But the fun part with that one is all the little skulls between the ribs. So a lot of bone to paint on that. And then we got the bone mason. You can see his chair hiding back over here. But this is the guy that goes in that chair. He also has a little spirit host thing that I need to do some dry brushing on that to get it to where I want it, but it sits like sort of like that. Then he sits in the chair. So got him primed up. He'll be ready to paint here within probably like this evening, once the primer gets a chance to set on him for a minute. The Mortrek guard that I did, didn't like the colors. I finally found a color that I liked, so the ones that I'd already done got a bath in that purple stuff, and now they're chilling with their primer, with their new primer on there, waiting to get painted. And then sometime soon we'll have a very special episode. That's all you get to see of that one. All right. So I went way short. That MODOK didn't take near as long as I thought it was going to. Either that or I was going really, really fast. One or the other. I don't know. But either which way, that's it for today. The reason we did the unboxing and all that stuff is because I did the priming this morning, and the primer just, I hate putting, even though I'm airbrushing the primer on and it's really thin and all that fun stuff, I hate painting over fresh primer. I try to give it at least 12 hours to sort of cure and gas off and all that stuff, and it seems to work better if you give it a little time to dry. I mean, I know folks that, and I've done it before too, where 15-20 minutes after you've shot it with the airbrush, you can paint on top of it. It's not that big a deal, but these are models that I'm holding on to, so I'm gonna give them a little bit of time and do them right. Tomorrow we'll probably go back to some Age of Sigmar stuff, start working on that, or maybe we might even do some Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know. Leave a comment, see what y'all think. I don't know. We'll see where the week takes us. We may have some more commissions coming in, so if we do that, then that sort of steers us in a direction, Anyway, hope you had fun. Hope it was at least something that was semi-enjoyable. Me and him are I'm just gonna set him right here. We'll just see how that goes. But anyway, have a good rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of your lunch if you're on lunch break. And who knows, when you get home, maybe go paint something.